Merry Christmas in Polish? One more time. That's tough. It's difficult to say.
Merry Christmas. It's not an alien language.
My mother, who came from Poland as a 14-year-old, brought with her the kinds of things that they did in Poland, and she incorporated that into the way we celebrated Christmas.
She and my godmother and my dad, they did the tree, put the presents out and everything, so when we woke up the next morning, they were all there. But it was kind of neat. We had a small observatory scene because there were 9 of us at that time, so there were a lot of kids running around.
My brothers would bring, one of my brothers would bring a live tree into the house and set it up, and then my sister and I had the job of putting the ornaments on. The lights we didn't handle because we were in the 6th and the 7th grade, well, 5th and 6th grade. So we were that age. So the ornaments was our job, and my mother had ornaments that she brought from Poland with her, which were very delicate material, and they were like the prize things that we put on the tree. And we fought to see who was going to put those on the tree. That, there was a good deal of a competition between my sister and I. And then we set up the crib below that. But the tree was always a big symbol of the Christmas celebration for me.
Well, before we started the Vigilia, we had to wait for the North Star to appear in the sky. And we couldn't wait until that appeared so we could start our Vigilia, which is a Polish traditional Christmas Eve supper.
The way we would begin the meal was when my mother would say, no, we can't start until the first star comes out. And so we children, my youngest sister, by 2 years, and I would keep running outside on the porch to see if the star had appeared. And that was just something that she brought with her, and it's part of the religious background that she brought to the family.
The biggest thing is the opłatki, which is it's a light substance. It's almost like a host-looking thing. And what we do is, before we even begin the meal, say the prayer, we go to each other and we share and we rip off a good point for them to know, God bless you, or may you have this or that, or whatever. God's blessing.
My mother started with the oldest child and then moved down the line, and we extended each other the greetings for Christmas. And then we took a piece of each other's portion of that wafer, which we call the opłatki.
Before we sat down to eat, we broke the bread, which was a Christmas wafer we called opłatek, and we wished each other the blessings and good wishes of the new year.
I have many happy memories of Christmas at home, and perhaps one of my most favorite memories, though, is the memory I have of being here for the first Christmas Eve. My mom and dad had sent me a Christmas card, and inside the card it had a piece of the wafer, the opłatki, that we usually exchanged at Christmas Eve with the family. It made me a little homesick, and I decided that I didn't want to share this with myself, so I went to Sister Miriam, who was in charge of the postulants at that time, and I knocked at her door and asked her if she would share it with me. Being that she was Slovak, she knew the custom, and she did. And then she said, and how is everything going out there? And I said, well, I think everybody's a little homesick. So she came out And we began sitting under the tree there in the community room singing Christmas carols. And then, for some good reason, she pulled out cookies and cocoa. How it happened, I don't know, but she was a good woman. And she made that first Christmas Eve a memorable one for me.
Before Vatican II, the Christmas Eve meal was always one where we did not eat meat and where the adults would fast. So she would prepare dishes that were meatless, a meal that was meatless, and then there was a herring that she used to pickle in a special crock that she did ahead of time. So there was a lot of preparation before the actual celebration of Christmas Eve with the family.
Sister Benita and I are a little different in that manner because we are Slovak, very Slovak, raised with the language, the customs, and we're pure Slovak. Now, our Christmas meal consisted of basically pierogi, to the Polish call pierogi, and babajki, which is warm milk and poppy seed and honey with small little pieces of special baked bread placed inside. But before the meal started, we would be given by our father a small piece and a plotek. That plotek is a wafer similar to the taste and the appearance of Holy Communion. But we would take our small piece that was given to us and we would go around the table to each person and we would say, Pochwalony Jezus Chrystus, ja węczuję wszystko dobre, co podaje Hoja Boska I pożegnanie, which means, praise be Jesus Christ. I wish you blessings of peace, of happiness, holiness. And we would go to each person, and then we would be seated at the table. Our table was a little different in the manner that under the tablecloth, we would have small pieces of hay scattered. And that was to remember that while we were eating, we think of Jesus at Bethlehem. So the straw was to be a reminder that this wasn't an ordinary meal, but we were thinking of Bethlehem.
Then we sat down and we prayed, then we ate our meal. And what I remember of the meal was not all the foods, but I do remember eating fish, creamed herring, boiled potatoes, which we called kartoffel. Then later on in the evening, when it was midnight, we all went to midnight mass. And I remember this because I was in the Christmas procession leading Jesus to the crib while everyone was singing kolendy, which are the Christmas carols in Polish.
Chrystus się rodzi nas, o 100 godzin